looking at the matchup here today, and it's no secret. It's offense versus defense. UPIKE comes in averaging 473.5 yards a game. That's fourth best in the nation. This Lindsey Wilson defense, 152 a game total that they're giving up, including 11 yards on the ground.
Yeah, the ground game they've been really tough on the ground game. Hopefully with this offense, you can where they're going to spread it out. I'm going to look for them to maybe try to get those quick passes out into the flats, little screens, little just bump and goes, all kinds of things. Try to get that instead of using the running game, make them stretch that defense out.
I know I talked with Coach Phipps this week in our conversation, and I asked him one thing. I said, is this a game that you maybe think about trying to take the air out of the football a little bit, playing slower than you typically would? He said, it's not gone out of the back of my mind. It is still a possibility.
Oh, yeah.
We'll certainly see how things work. You'd love to see a quick score and then a defensive stop, and then when you play from ahead, it's much easier to take the air of that football, but you can't afford to fall behind 2 scores early.
No, not with this defensive team. You got to take advantage of whatever you're given here today. If they give you those short passes in the flats, you got to do that. If they give you a deep ball, you've got to throw a couple of deep balls, whether you connect or not, to try to loosen this up, make them respect that passing game.
Put it in perspective of what UPIKE's up against today. Lindsey Wilson and Thomas Moore met earlier this season. It was a 12-3 victory by the Blue Raiders. They gave up 53 total yards in that football game.
And they're confident in that defense. There's no question, and they should be. Obviously, they're the number 1 defense in the country. You ought to have that confidence. So, I would imagine that they want to have the football last. That's what they're going to look at. If whoever wins the toss, I think UPIKE's going to get the football. I think they've probably already done the toss and I missed it.
Yeah, they did. UPIKE won the toss and they want the football.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
They'll get the opening kick.
So Lindsey, let's see of course they've got a good kicker. We just saw him warming up there a while ago.
Yeah, Ian Salter, 6'2", 210-pound graduate student. I said when I saw him out in warm-ups, he looked like a fullback.
Yeah.
But he was banging through field goals from the 35-yard line with about an extra 15 on the back end of it.
It'll be interesting to see how this one starts off.
So Sanders, Wilson will be the up backs. Braylon Barton will be the deep back. He'll stand in the end zone. And, again, we've seen many times this season, typically Barton will start about the 5-yard line. He dropped back about 4 yards into the end zone. He knows what's probably coming here.
Well, and the wind looks like it's to his back right now, so this one may sail out of the end zone.
He may put this one up on the indoor complex. So we're ready for football. Final home game of the 2022 season as Salter will make his approach. End over end kick. Barton backpedaling. He'll come to the near sideline 3 yards deep. He's going to bring it out. And he is swallowed up after crossing the 5-yard line.
I'm not sure how good a decision that was with a team that's this good defensive. Now you put yourself in a hole to start with.
David Johns with the stop there. Or, excuse me, Ronald Carr making the stop. So you can see Alex Sanders was saying stop, do not come out, and he decided to come out regardless. So it's going to be
at the
1st and 10 from the 8. And here comes Xavier Malone, 79 of 127, 12.05 on the year through the air. 12 touchdowns, only 1 interception. He's got 3 receivers wide right, 1 left. 3 hats across the line. Now they'll bring up a different man off the edge. Here's a keep by Sanders. He slings it out near sideline to Soto. Soto makes a slip at the 20 and then is ridden out of bounds on the near sideline. And then additional infraction's going to bring us out as Kayshawn Beasley stayed engaged with him all the way into the UPIKE bench.
I tell you what, a nice first play for the Bears, though. If it stands, that's going to be the question, whether it be added on, who did what here.
If you don't get offsetting. So as it is for the moment, it's all the way out near somewhere between the 40 and the 45, depending on the spot. And then he'll get the personal foul on Kayshawn Beasley, the 6'1 sophomore.
Wow.
That'll add 15 to it. So you start from your own 8, and 1 play later, you've got the football on the other side of the 50. Nope, just shy of the 50. We'll put it at the 46, near side hash mark. 1st and 10 Bears.
I don't know about that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
3 receivers bunched up near sideline. Sanders slip it out near side. That's out to Griffith. Griffith makes the catch. He's across midfield, and it is dragged to the ground by Darius Heilig, sophomore linebacker out of the defensive unit for the Blue Raiders.
We were on the same wavelength with Coach on this one. The little using that little out passes just to kind of keep that ball on the ground.
And Malone has looked solid in his first 2 throws as well. 4 hats across the line. They bring 4. Malone stands in the pocket, surveying. Zips this one across the middle. He was looking across the middle for Rashad Brown. He was triple covered. It's a low pass. It's incomplete, and it brings up 2nd down. Should be 3rd down.
Yeah,
4.
it is. They've changed it now.
Clock rest with 14:08 to play here in the opening frame. Ball at the 48-yard line of the Blue Raiders. They need just past the 44 to move the sticks. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Malone claps the hands, turns to the sideline. Play clock's at 14. Griffith, the lone receiver on the boundary right of this play. Here's Malone. Pressure coming up the middle. Brings it back into Soto, and Soto is met at the midfield stride by Devin Holmes, the middle linebacker, and it's going to be a loss on the play and brings up 4th down.
Nobody fooled on the screen, and they're going to go for it. Looks like here at 49.
Now, I talked with Coach Phipps this week, and one of the things he said is he realized there's going to be times he has to punt the football in this game when he doesn't want to. Do we see one of those quick pooch punts? Do they try to draw them off sides, or will they go for it here on 4th and 7? Only 3 down linemen right now. They play a 3-3-5 stack is the kind of the alignment they've walked up. We've seen some even front already in this ball game. Twin set for Malone on 4th down and 7 from his own 49. Malone, pressure coming, brings it near sideline. He's got a man wide open on the near sideline. Griffith makes this catch, spins free at the 30. He's down to the 10, down to the 5, and he's ridden out of bounds. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Huge play right there. And Malone stood right in there, pressure coming at him, and delivered a strike.
The freshman out of Sacramento takes it down to the 6, and it's 1st and 10. Beautiful play there. Jaden Neese in the left pocket of Malone from the gun. They'll give it off to Neese. Neese starts back up the middle, and he's going to pick up a yard, and that's it. That interior line collapsed immediately as soon as he took the handoff.
And you know, they're a different looking line. They're not that big, but they are very quick.
Coach Phipps described them, team speed was phenomenal. And that was exactly what he said when we talked earlier this week. Stafford left, Griffith right, 2 tight ends. Malone on 2nd down and goal. Surveying, throws it out of the back of the end zone. He was looking for Stafford on the post route. It's incomplete. It's 3rd and goal.
I think if he'd have run a flag, he might have been open because he was wide open on that corner.
He could have gone either the flag or he could have dragged across.
Right.
But the post, it was a little bit, and Malone saw some pressure coming off that edge. No Alex Sanders still out there, as it'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. Trips left, 1 right. That's the boundary. Malone claps 3 times, turns and looks for the play call. Play clock is at 10. Brown in the slot with Soto and Stafford left. They'll empty the backfield. Malone keeps it himself, comes off the left edge and gets down inside the 3 to the 2-yard line. L.J. Bowman, all-time leading tackler for this Blue Raiders team with 327. He also leads the career sacks at 19.5 and 53.5 tackles for loss. That young man's had a career.
Yes, he has.
So make it 4th and goal from the 2. Offense staying on the field. Krosky comes in as an H-back. Blue Raiders loading the line. They've got 9 hats across that line, 2 wide of the defensive edges. Looking to come after this one, and Coach Corey Phipps is going to burn a timeout. 11:48 to play in the opening quarter. Scoreless and a 4th and 2 when we return after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. 4th down and goal from the 2 for the Bears, as this is a big play here coming up. They've got 2 receivers stacked to the top of the set. They'll bring a man in motion from far side to near. Now Malone, low snap, throws it to his man, and it's picked off in the end zone as the tipped ball goes into the hands of the Blue Raiders. And a big turnover there is only the 2nd interception of the season for Xavier Malone.
Yeah, that. You'd rather throw that one away and make them go 98 yards instead of 80.
Well, and I think it was the play was there. There was a player cutting in front of it, and he reached his hand up, and he was the one that got the tip on it, which caused the interception. So the ball comes out to the 20 on the touchback, and here comes Ethan Cash, the redshirt sophomore. He'll start with Kobe Belcher. 2 receivers right, 1 left, and an H-back in a pistol formation. They'll give it off to Belcher. Belcher right up the gut, loses his footing, stays on his feet after getting back to the line of scrimmage, and then falls forward for a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
There's a nice offensive line surge right there.
So they'll run in a new tailback of Jabias Dawson. He'll go in the right pocket of his quarterback Cash. He'll take the handoff, try to bounce it to the outside, and it's swallowed up from behind. Jonathan Morton, sophomore out of Elizabethton, Tennessee, makes it 3rd down and long. Put him at the 25-yard line, so 3rd and 5. Inside of 11 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. And the Bears defense trying to stand tall here after coming up empty down at the 2. Cash wants to throw, surveying, pressure coming up the middle, and this ball is incomplete. Was looking for Logan Collier in the near side seam. 3 and out, and the defense stands big here to start this one.
Yeah, that was it. Ball was thrown low, and he had to bend over to get it, and the defender had a good shot on him to make him not be able to hold on.
I think that was a smart throw there by Cash,
yes.
not electing to try to do anything that would get a ball in the area of an interception. So Braylon Barton back to return. And Ian Salter will try to hang this one high. Low driving kick, as that is a missile. The Barlin backpedals at the 30. Little sidestep on the far sideline, and he'll pick up a couple. And that's where the Bears will have the football to start their 2nd series here in the ball game.
Tell you what, that was a nice punt. They flipped the field there, which is what a punter's job is.
And then one of the things you saw, that a driving, spiraling kick.
Yes.
So 10-25 as the offense returns. Alex Sanders is on the field in this series. Stafford will go to the boundary left. Rashad Brown and Griffith right. Now 2 guys in the backfield as Diego Soto will go in a deep motion. Handoff Sanders. They'll pull it out. They'll bring it off to Soto. Soto makes a man miss 35 and then pinballs off of his tackler, Ty Tevis. And a nice gain there on 1st down. Brings up 2nd down, and we'll call it 6 after gain of 5. So gain of 5, so 2nd and 5. Malone, high snap, gives this one off to his tailback, and that one's going nowhere.
I'll give him a gain of 1. That's spots on the far side.
Sanders on the carry. So make it 3rd down and 4. This team 38% on 3rd down conversions this season. Twin set for Malone. Claps the hands 3 times, turns, looks to the sideline. Griffith and Brown in the near side. Malone, pressure coming, floats this one out to his man, Stafford. Stafford's got the sticks, and he'll move the sticks for another UPIKE 1st down. DeAndre Stafford, the junior out of Opaka, Florida.
They're going to give him 45, a generous spot.
And that's at one of the games, taking those quick, soft throws, and that's what they've been able to do. They'll go quickly. Showing pressure off the edges. Here's a handoff to Sanders, and he gashes up the middle for a nice gain on first down as he's across midfield to the 49. Make it a gain of 6 and make it 2nd down and 4.
I think we're going to spot him.
And they're moving back to the 50, so a gain of 5. Sonny Tate into the ball game. He's on the far side of the set. Soto flushed out of the pocket, and they'll hand this one off to Sanders. Sanders off left tackle. He is across midfield. The pile still churning. And they're going to spot him down at the 47. So a gain of 3 brings it down, makes it 3rd down and 2.
Well, you know, we talked about that too. When you start throwing the ball, it opens up that running game a little bit. And they've not got a lot, but they've got enough to keep them off balance.
And Malone has done a good job in the RPO of really faking it out a couple times and selling it. That gave him that option to throw the football. Twin set now for Malone. Ball on the far side hashes. 3rd and 2 from the 47. Handoff Tate. He's going to throw it. He'll pump. Now he's in trouble. Now he floats it out to Malone. Malone on a comeback route. He's got the catch, but we've got a man downfield. We've got an ineligible man downfield.
Okay.
As Braden Hunter is going to be right there at the play, and that's going to bring it back for the ineligible man downfield. They did a great fake there. Tate threw a touchdown pass last week in the win over Thomas More, so it will negate the gain and back it up 10 yards. Or excuse me, 5 yards.
That play took so long to develop, which will get you that every time.
So now make it 3rd down and 8 from the Bears' 48-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 right. 4 hats across the line. They've got a man on press coverage standing over top of Rashard Brown on that far sideline. He's joined with Soto and Tate. Derek Griffith on the wide side right. 1 high safety. Malone on 3rd down. Stands in the pocket, comes near sideline, looking for Griffith, and it's over his head and well past him out of bounds.
Yeah.
In coverage down the field was Cordarian Trice, the man who had the interception in that last series, and the offense will stall out on that one, and they'll have to kick it away. So Joseph Sandorf, we'll see if he can hang one.
Wind is not as stiff as it's been in the last few minutes. Maybe good for Sandorf here.
So Jamari Sowell will stand back inside the 15. Play clock at 1 as Sandorf gets this one away just as he does, and he hangs a nice one. Sowell takes it at the 10. So a nice kick there to flip the field and put Lindsey Wilson back on its heels with the shadow of its own end zone across its back with 7:10 to play here in the opening quarter.
And Aber coming after him, and he got off a beauty.
And credit Sandorf for standing in there and making certain to get that one, because the one thing you don't want to do there is panic and bail it out in case you get run into.
Well, they're going to spot it at the 11.
Yeah, of course they would. So Ethan Cash, he'll start with Belcher in his right pocket on 1st and 10, a high snap, play action. They'll zip it out to the far sideline, and that was nearly a pick 6. Obi Wilson had it hit him in the hands. It was on top of him before he saw it coming. They tried to go with a quick crosser to Logan Collier, and it falls incomplete. If Wilson picks that one up at the 15, he's untouched and walks in.
There's the old adage, though, you know why he's playing defensive back, right?
They always say DBs don't have hands. 2nd and 10, clock resting with 7:07 to go in the first. Here's a handoff to Belcher. Belcher trying to bounce it to the outside, and he's into a wall of black jerseys. Matthew Horn and Josh Irvin leading the charge there, 3rd down.
No gain, 3rd and 10.
This team coming in 152 average on the ground for the Blue Raiders under first-year head coach Phil Kleckler, 7-1 on the year. Ranked 8th in the nation. They were 3rd last week before falling to Bethel. Cash zips this one out into the flat. He's got his man there with first down yardage and more. And a dart as he hits Elvin Fofana and gets out to the 21-yard line and a 1st and 10. First down of the ball game for the Blue Raiders. They're ready to go quickly. Here's a handoff to Belcher. He'll shed a tackle and runs into the arms of Jonathan Morton. Also there was Matthew Horn, one of those seniors for this Senior Day festivities that we paid tribute to before the game. Horn, the senior out of nearby Johnson Central. Gain of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 9. Inside of 6 to go here in the first. We're still scoreless. Belcher goes now in the left pocket. Cash wants to throw, comes out near sideline. He's got his man there on a little quick up and out as Kentrell Borden, freshman wide receiver out of Alabama. Take him out to the 28-yard line and make it 3rd down and 3. Cash with a quick release. He can certainly let it fly. He's going to go trips to the wide side right, and he wants to throw on 3rd down. Pressure coming up the middle. Hit as he throws, and it's caught on the far sideline by Manny Scott. Brett Coleman was there to make the hit. It's going to be short, I believe. Nope, they're moving the sticks.
I'm not sure they weren't just fighting for the ball there on that one. We'll see who came away with it.
So move the ball out to the 36 and a 1st and 10. First down of the ball game for the Blue Raiders, and Ethan Cash stood in there and took a big pop as he delivered that ball to the outside. Cash wants to throw, comes to the near sideline. That's out to Belcher. He's got some room in the near side flat, makes a nice cut at the 45, and then gets hammered as he gets to midfield. Brett Coleman coming off his safety position for the stop, but that'll move the sticks for another Blue Raiders first down as they get up to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, need to do something defensively. They're starting to get into a rhythm here.
They're going to stay in that double barrel shotgun look with Dawson and Belcher. Receiver each way, 5 hats across the line. Here's a handoff to Dawson. Dawson stretching it to the far sideline, pushing men out of his way as he's down the 25 into the 20. And a big gain there by the sophomore. Takes it to the red zone for the Blue Raiders, and they're ready to go.
Tough to get your back turned like that to the running back.
They'll stay in that same set with a receiver each way. Cash gives it off to Dawson. Dawson looking for a hole. He jumps through a hole and right into the hands of Jonathan Morton.
Still has a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 coming up now. No, 2nd down and 8, I'm sorry.
10th play of the drive coming up on this snap. Started all the way back deep in their own territory at the 11. Cash stands in the pocket, floats it to the backcourt of the end zone, has his man there as Manny Scott reaches up and hauls it in for the touchdown. And the Blue Raiders are on the scoreboard. They lead at 6-0. Scott's 3rd touchdown of the season. Cash throws his 7th. And a nice sustained drive there by the Blue Raiders as they started it on their own 11. And they find points on the other end of the touchdown strike from 17 yards out. They're going to try a 2-point conversion here as they lined up quickly. A penalty marker flies as they'll
be illegal formation, I would imagine.
And that's exactly
illegal substitution.
Illegal substitution. So they'll try it again. They had it. Jeremy Seapaul was Reed Bricky, who's the holder, was the man that threw the ball. So we'll back it up now to the 8-yard line. And again, this is no issues for Salter. His distance speaks for himself. He's kicked a 47-yard field goal this season for his long. Snap, his back ball is down. A line drive flies through, and it's 7-0 with 3:21 to go in the first quarter. Back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Ten plays, 87 yards, 3 minutes, 49 seconds off the clock. An 18-yard touchdown strike from Cash to Scott. And it's 7-0 Blue Raiders. 3:21 to go here in the opening quarter. James Collier, Charlie Pinson, happy to have you along with us here on a windy afternoon in the mountains of Pikeville. So now the Bears offense trying to find an answer. High kick. Soto backpedals, takes it at the goal line. He will bring it out. He's across the 10 and then is hammered from behind as Luke Bowman, LJ they call him, makes the stop. And at another long field coming up for the Bears offense.
Pretty good kick coverage by Lindsey Wilson here today.
You look at this, 9 plays, 92 yards, the interception, 7 plays, 16 yards, and a punt that was negated after a penalty marker. The offense has shown some spurts of opportunities, just not been able to get it anything that they can kind of convert out of it to do anything with it. So 1st and 10, Malone, a high snap, swings it out near sideline. He hooks it up with Derek Griffith. Griffith dancing this way and that. DJ Holden will wrap him up and wait for some help. Kayshawn Beasley getting there, as does Roman McDonald off that defensive line. Only a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Not often do you see a 275-pound defensive lineman making a tackle assist on the sideline.
Right. We talked about that team speed earlier. That's a good glimpse of it.
Press coverage on the edges now. One high safety. Malone wants to throw. Stands in the pocket, slings this one out to his man across the middle of Derek Griffith, and Griffith can't make the juggling catch. It falls incomplete, brings up 3rd down and 9. Clock rest 2:37 to play in the first.
I think this is a situation Lindsey Wilson is more used to. They're going to bring some pressure this time. Tried to do that crossing stun out there, and nice pickup by the back with the block there.
That's something they've gone one high and everybody else down inside the box trying to take away every one of those lanes. We'll go in a twin set now. Sanders in the right pocket. Pressure coming up the middle. Malone floats it to the far sideline. He's got his man there who reaches up and makes a dandy catch as DeAndre Stafford hauls it in at the 40 and then goes out of bounds into the Blue Raiders bench. Move the sticks, and a 1st down for the Bears.
Tell you what, Malone showing what he's made of here today. He's standing in the pocket, and I mean, they're getting some real pressure on him, but he's standing and delivering right now.
So 1st and 10 out to the 39-yard line. A high snap, the give to Sanders. Sanders jumps off the left tackle and picks up a couple out to the 41-yard line. 2nd down and 8.
It looked like that snap might have been a little low because he was kind of fumbling with it.
And we've seen high snaps, low snaps both ways today. Trips right, one left. Malone, 3-down lineman for the quick screen pass out to the near sideline. Sanders makes the catch. After juggling it, hauls it in and gets down across the 50 to the 48-yard line. Move the sticks. And another Bears 1st down.
I don't know if he juggled or kind of faked that halfback pass and kind of froze him for a second. If he
whatever it did, it worked.
It worked, yeah.
Twin set this time. No, excuse me, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Malone claps 3 times, turns, looks to the sideline. Malone now 9 of 14, 119 yards on the afternoon. 7-0 with 1:20 to go in the first quarter. Here's a quick out to Sanders. He's got blockers out in front of him as he followed the big right tackle of Ronald Withers, the senior out of Tampa. And he chases him down the sideline for another big gain and a 1st and 10 for the Bears. Their 6th first down of the ball game.
They brought some new plays in this week, if you noticed.
Yes, they have. The swing game is certainly working nice. Here's Jaden Neese. He'll come in for Sanders. He'll start with the right side. They'll give it off to Neese. Neese with a jump cut, spins off the center back to the right. Reaching down and grabbing his ankles was DJ Holden.
And I like to see, you saw Malone out there trying to give a block for his man too.
They'll bunch it up, trips to the right side. That's the boundary. Stafford all alone left. Malone pumps, stands in the pocket, fires a dart across the middle, was looking for Diego Soto. Kayshawn Beasley was in coverage, incomplete, brings up 3rd down and 8, clock resting with 30 seconds to play in the first. 7-0 Blue Raiders. Nose of the football at the 31. Ninth play of the drive coming up on this snap. Same formation for Malone. Malone pumps. Coming out of the right side. He's got pressure from behind. He's got a man there. As Rashad Brown hauls it in at the 10. A jump cut at the 5. Reaching for the goal line. He's down to the 1. It's 1st and goal.
I'll tell you what, again, Malone standing under pressure. I'm sure I didn't watch because he let go of the ball, but I'm sure he got drilled as soon as he let go of that.
He got nailed. We got a player down for the Blue Raiders on the near sideline. But Xavier Malone, what he has been able to do thus far in this ball game, more importantly, he's moving the pocket with his feet, and he's thinking. And that's one of the things you look at. 12 touchdowns, only 1 interception coming into this ball game. He's been very smart with the football.
He has. I mean, that's one of the things you can say. And he's, and when he's thrown, like he threw one in triple coverage earlier, but he threw it so low that the only guy that was going to have a chance at it was his own man.
Ty Tevis, the man slow to come up. He is up and walking off to his own accord. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 1, 7-0 with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. And this right here is where you've got 4 downs to stick it a yard in the end zone. Don't get fancy here and put yourself 3-4 yards behind the spot of the football. You've got to basically line it up with your bigs and say, our bigs are better than your bigs, and we're going to prove it here.
This is one of the times I would like to get under center, but I don't think we'll see that. That's not their style, but, Now, that's more. It's not that you don't see it much anymore. Most coaches don't get under center.
Well, and you get a quarterback that's comfortable in the shotgun, and they go under center,
right.
And a lot of times that snap is not the same, and you'll see a lot of fumbles on that exchange.
Yep, you're right there.
They will bring in the big tight end of Keyshawn Krosky. He'll attach on the left side. Jaden Neese will stay in the left pocket. Malone surveying, looks at everybody across the line. They give it to Neese. Neese diving off the right edge. Did he break the plane? They'll say no, so it's about a half-yard short, and that's the end of one quarter. 7-0 our score. 2nd and goal for the Bears when we return after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Seven 7-0 our score as we welcome you in to the second quarter of play. James Collier, Charlie Pinson, happy to have you along with us here today. Bears will have it 2nd and goal from inside the 1. And, Charlie, you said it as soon as we went to break right there. You feel like that first quarter has to be a win.
Oh, yeah, I think so. We shouldn't be no worse than tied. We had the chance to have the ball down on the 2-yard line. Should have popped it in right there. But, the defense has really played strong. The offense has been able to move the ball on the team, that's not used to that. So I think that's a momentum win.
Right now, UPIKE with only 18 rushing yards, but they've gone through the air for 179. So now it's 2nd and goal from inside the 1. We'll go with a heavy set this time. Neese stays in the backfield. Now Malone will go up under center. Malone keeps it himself. He works off the right edge. Is he in? They're saying he's down. I thought for sure it looked like he went off the edge.
From this side.
So they're going to put him just short now, so maybe inside the mark that he was inside before, so make it 3rd and goal. This is obviously 3 or 4 down territory. Here comes Lee Kirkland.
Yeah.
A little bit different body right there, 6'6", 250 pounds. Now Kirkland's going to go up under center. Here's my big. Can you stop my big? And he says, no, you can't. Touchdown, Bears.
That's all right. So we'll bring in the big beef now.
Now a scrum after the touchdown. And that's one thing you get with Lee Kirkland is you get that big-bodied frame. But Malone, his stature, 6'2", 220, that one didn't work. They said let's give 30 more pounds and 4 more inches.
That's the thing, too. You got Kirkland has earned that respect from those kids early on in the season by giving his body up for them, and they'll fight hard for him.
First game we've seen him since early in the year. So now Sandorf for the extra point attempt to even this game at 7. And there's all kinds of movement. And let's see which one. It's offsides. They said they drew off UPIKE. So it will move it forward. Now if you're Corey Phipps, you say, we like that play that we just saw one more time. Let's see if we go for a 2-point conversion.
We're going to take the penalty, yeah.
So now they're going to go
for it.
They're going to go for it. Again, you're playing with house money today.
Exactly.
So now it's at the 1 1/2 yard line. We've always wondered where that half-yard line is, Charlie. It's always talked about.
Why is the play clock not running?
So now, from the near side hash mark, the offense will huddle and will go back onto the field with Xavier Malone as the quarterback. Soto near side. Far side is Griffith. Neese in the right pocket of Malone. They'll give it off to Neese, and he is met in the backfield. What a big stop there by Darius Heilich. The redshirt sophomore flies in there and gets him. So 7-6 our score, 14:48 to go in the half. Back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Plays 87 yards, 3 minutes, 28 seconds off the clock. Lee Kirkland with the 1-yard plunge off the right edge. 2-point conversion fails at 7-6 Lindsey Wilson as we welcome you back here to Senior Day in Pikeville. Austin Shuffler has it teed up this time instead of Sandorf. And he is setting up as he's going for a possible pooch or an onside. And he will kick it to that far sideline. At the 16-yard line, Sowell takes it out to the 25, and that's where the Blue Raiders will have it 1st and 10.
A little different look.
Shuffler, one of those transfers out of KCU. We've seen him a couple of times this year. So now from their own 26-yard line, here come the Blue Raiders, leading 7-6. 56 yards for Eli Cash on 5 of 7, including the 18-yard touchdown pass. He'll start with one man in his right pocket. He'll turn, give it off to Dawson. Dawson right up the gut, and Jonathan Morton slams him to the turf. Gain out to the 29, a gain of 2, second down to 8. They set up quickly. Dawson stays in the right pocket. They'll swing it out near side to Scott. Scott makes the catch and then is pinballing off players. And then finally, Joe Temp wrestles him to the turf at the 35. They had him stopped for a very short gain, but he squirted free. And then a quick dive forward makes it 3rd down and 2.
We'll mark him out to the 36.
Well, make it 3rd and 1 then. Or I'd probably call it a long one, if you will. 2 receivers, left, 1 right with an H-back. Pistol formation. Cash, a high snap. Gives it off to Dawson. Dawson works off left center. Travion Pope got there immediately, but he moves forward. And we've got a player down, and I believe that is Dawson.
I think so.
Injury timeout. We're back in 60 seconds on the UPIKE Sports Network. .42 to go in the first half, 7-6. Blue Raiders leading the Bears as Dawson does come up, and this will be helped to the sideline with some assistance from the athletic trainers. And that's, Charlie, you look at that, that is a big loss for that running attack. Dawson, 338 yards, 5 touchdowns on the season. Went for 58 and a touchdown last week in the loss to Bethel.
Yeah, I mean, he's their strongest runner from what I've seen so far.
So we'll make it 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. New tailback replacing him is C.J. Fluker. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Cash from the gun, play action, sets his feet. He's coming near sideline looking for his receiver, and that one's knocked away. He was trying to get it out to Kentrell Borden and Obi Wilson. Great coverage downfield, swats it away, 2nd down and 10.
If you wanted to, you could have thrown an offensive pass interference on him because he did have hands on him. But actually, he became the receiver more than he was the defender at that point.
And you see so many players that happens to, that they have to kind of shift their position real quickly to keep it from being an interception. Cash moves Fluker to the opposite side. 3 hats across the line. He'll pitch it out to Fluker. Fluker on a sweep to the left. And a nice move after crossing the line of scrimmage, and he dives forward out to the 45-yard line. Makes it 3rd down and manageable for this Lindsey Wilson team. 3 for 4 this afternoon on 3rd down conversions try. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from the 45. Cash zips this one out on the far side. He was trying to hook up with Logan Collier. Great coverage from behind by Timothy Butler. Pass falls incomplete. 4th down And the defense holds suit with the clock resting with 12:59 to go in the half.
Bringing the punter back into the game.
So Braylon Barton will drop back. Obi Wilson as the up back. And now let's see if Ian Salter can hang one. Looks like he's got some wind at his back this time.
It's funny because it's not blowing on this end.
The end of the left behind him, the flags are hanging completely still, and they're standing almost straight out on the end that he's kicking toward. And it's a fake as they'll did the Breaky, one of the backup quarterbacks, and he gets it out to the 49, and that moves the sticks. 7th first down of the ball game for the Blue Raiders. That was a nice call, a nice gamble there. So put him right in between the hashes at the 49-yard line of the Blue Raiders, 1st and 10. Their 7th first down of the ball game. Fluker stays in the backfield. Cash from the gun, an offset pistol to twin set. Cash on 1st and 10. 2-step drop, fires it across the middle. He's out to his receiver of Kentrell Borden in the slot. Take him to the 45-yard line, a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. Offense wants to go quickly. 2 receivers come wide right, 1 left. High snap, they bring it out near side to Scott. Scott makes a nice cut, gets downfield at the 40, and then is gang tackled after coming up just shy of the 35. Travion Pope and Jonathan Morton, on the stop. We've seen both teams here, Charlie, that has really executed the swing pass nicely today.
They have, very effective weapon.
Logan Collier wide left. Borden and Scott boundary right. Cash looking toward the far sideline. He was looking for Logan Collier. Collier on a quick up and in, and he had initiated the contact that knocked him off his route. It goes over top of his head. Joe Temp was the man in coverage. 2nd down and 10 on the incompletion.
The defender doesn't have to give up his position. If you want, you're supposed to go around him. You can't go through him, which he tried to.
So now Scott and Collier to the left. Borden stays right with an H-back. Fluker in the left pocket. Handoff Fluker. He's hit from behind and wrestled to the ground after he goes across the 35 to the 34. Myson Livingston, redshirt junior out of St. Mary's, Georgia, with the stop. Make it 3rd down and 8 from the 34 of the Bears. 11 minutes to go in the half. 7-6. UPIKE trailing. Trying to make a big stop here on this one. Cash puts Fluker in his left pocket. A high snap. Stands in the pocket, floats it near sideline. He's got his man there as Elvin Fofana can't hold on as he lost it out of bounds. 4th down. Fofana had it for a second but could not control it all the way through to the ground. And now will the offense stay on the field for the visiting Blue Raiders? They are, for the moment, they're 42%, almost 43% on the season. Play clock's at 12 as Cash sets his team up in a twin set with Fluker in the right hip. Delay handoff Fluker. Fluker with a big hole off the left side. He's got 1st down yardage and more, and he's rambling and stumbling. He's down to the 5, and he's going to take it into the end zone for 6. Touchdown to Blue Raiders. 34 yards on the delayed handoff, and Lindsey Wilson makes it 13-6 with 10:33 to go in the opening half.
I understand trying to pull the ball out but make the tackle first. They were trying to tackle the ball. They got to tackle the runner.
And they were selling out for that pass, and it opened up that middle of the field, and Fluker, with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, comes up with a nice run on 4th down. That's the 2nd 4th down conversion by the Blue Raiders today. So Ian Salter for the extra point attempt to make it 14-6. Low snap, it's down, it's up, it is good. and it's 14-6 with 10:33 to play in the first half. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Thirteen plays, 73 yards, 3 minutes, 25 seconds time of possession, and a 34-yard touchdown run by C.J. Fluker. That's his longest run of the season, by the way. And 10:33 to play in the half, and it's 14-6, Lindsey Wilson. Soto stands back at his own goal line. Salter with his approach, a good kick. And fair catch called for. That one's 6 yards deep in the end zone.
I think that's a wise decision.
Yes. I think I would fair catch this dude every single time.
Yep.
Take it at the 25. So look at UPIKE's possessions. 9 plays, 92 yards, an interception. 7 plays, 16 yards, a punt. Then 12 plays, 87 yards, and the touchdown. You've got an opportunity here to keep this manageable, and that's what you want to do.
Right.
But right here, got to go down and find points to answer. Malone puts a man out of the backfield. Pressure coming, trying to set up the screen pass, and throws it low to Sanders, incomplete.
Yeah, that one was blown up from the start.
There was too many people in the area of where he was trying to get the screen set up to. And even if it had made the connection, it was going to be very little, if no gain whatsoever. Barton and Sanders in the backfield, 2 receivers right, 1 left. That's DeAndre Stafford. High snap, Malone sets his feet, brings it across. He's got Sanders right across the middle of the field, and he is sandwiched after crossing the 31, 32-yard line. He'll get looks like the 33. So make it a gain of 8 and make it 3rd down and 2. Bears 4 for 8 in 3rd down conversion tries here today. Trips right, 1 left. Blue Raiders loading the line. As Malone turns, looks to the sideline. Play clock just now under 20. Sanders comes to the left pocket now of Malone. Pressure coming. Malone stands, fires it near sideline looking for Stafford, and he overthrows him. DJ Holden in coverage. It's 4th and 2.
The offensive line that time gave him plenty of time. It was a great job of keep him on his feet.
Now they sent
everybody.
It was trying to bring more than they could block. So now Sandorf will have to kick this one away and see if he can hang one. Again, breezy conditions a little bit behind him. These flags on the end zone to the indoor hanging steady, just right along the masts. Driving, spiraling kick that forces Sowell back for a fair catch inside the 20-yard line at the 17. But not the series that the Bears wanted to have coming out of the touchdown by the visiting Blue Raiders. 3 plays, 8 yards, and they have the football for less than a minute.
Yeah, 3 and out, not what you want on that.
.54 seconds time of possession on that one. So here's Ethan Cash. He'll start back with Colby Belcher, the redshirt junior. He'll give it off to Belcher. Belcher following his lead blocker off left tackle, and he's out to the 20-yard line on a gain of 3. Anthony Grant, one of those inside linebackers, making the stop along with Morton. 2nd and 8. 2 receivers each way now for Cash. Cash wants to throw, brings it out near sideline. He's got his man there who makes the catch as Fofana hangs on and tried to break free but could not do so. He's forced out of bounds at the 27. Nope, they're going to mark it either way for a first down on the gain for Lindsey Wilson's 10th first down of the ball game. So 1st and 10 now. 3 down linemen. They'll move Belcher over to the left side. Play action Cash. Standing in the pocket, wants to go for the deep ball. There's all kinds of contact as Scott and Temp got all kinds of hands work going on. It was both directions, and no penalty markers fly.
They're letting both teams play right now on the pass interference.
A little bit of sun peeking through the clouds for the first time today. That can go back away. We know what that sun's like in this press box.
Makes an oven out of it.
Lighting up the field here at Hambly. 2nd down and 10, 8:25 to go in the half. Cash. Little pitch pass out to the near sideline as he brings it out to Belcher. Belcher tried to cut back inside and steps out of bounds after crossing the 30.
Couple of missed tackles there. Bears had shot to get him down with a short gain.
They'll take him out at the 33, so that's a gain of 6. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. And this is where the Bears defense has got to find a way to get off the field. Still trailing only 14-6, inside of 8 to go in the half. Pistol this time for Cash with Belcher directly behind him a couple yards. Now he moves him into his left pocket. Cash wants to throw on 3rd down. Fires a dart across the middle. That ball's up in the air. It's picked. Oh! Seneca Fuller was there. He was the one that tipped it. Or excuse me, Timothy Butler was the one that tipped it. Morton was behind it, had an easy one, and he didn't know that Morton was there, and he stood up and tried to pull it in, and in the process, the collision knocks the ball free.
Everybody thought it was a pick right there.
And if Timothy Butler would have known that Morton was standing directly behind him, I don't think he would have gotten up off the turf.
Yep.
So now let's see if Salter can hang one and flip the field. UPIKE guarding from the fake this time. I don't think you're going to see a fake in this position. And Sauter, a wobbly kick that comes near sideline. Barton fields it at the 18, reverts all the way back to the 13. He's trying to cross it to the opposite sideline, and he runs out of real estate. Great downfield protection by the Blue Raiders. And he lost about 3 yards trying to make a return on that one.
Yep, you're right.
So it's going to be somewhere, it looks like the 17. So 7:32 to go before halftime, 14-6. Lindsey Wilson leading UPIKE. Let's see if the Bears can find some offensive production here. Malone in a twin set. Sanders will start at his left side. Now Sanders counting everybody out, making certain he's got 11 men on the field. Swing it out to Sanders. Sanders looking for some blocking, finds a nice cut, and then dives out of bounds after crossing the 20, the 25-yard line. He's chased out of bounds by the redshirt junior of Cordarin Trice. They're going to push him out to the 26-yard line on that one. Make it 2nd down and 2. Malone, twin set this time. Soto and Stafford on the boundary left. Malone takes the 2nd down snap. Quick out to Soto. Soto makes the grab after crossing the 35 and is pushed out of bounds into his own bench by Darius Heilich. Move the sticks. First down number 9 for the Bears in the afternoon.
He wanted to make sure his feet were in bounds before he moved, and he got popped.
31-yard line, the ball is spotted. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Offense turns to the sideline, takes a look for the offensive series. 3 down linemen, 4 hats across the line for the Blue Raiders. Malone brings it out near side to Sanders. Sanders finds a seam. Nice cut back to 35 and then is out to the 40. L.J. Bowman making the stop.
Depends on who gives him the spot here.
And now Darius Heilich is down at the 34-yard line, closest to the UPIKE bench. And the certified athletic trainer, Lord Curley, out to attend to him. So to put the football out at the 40-yard line, it'll be a gain of 9. It's 2nd down and 1. But, again, we've seen this so many times this year. Sanders has been one of the leading receivers on this team. In the game here today, 5 catches for 51 yards. Came into the game catching 45 passes for 458 yards. His 45 passes, that leads the team.
Look for the Bears maybe to take a shot on this one, 3rd down or 2nd down and 1. Just throw one away if you have to, but take a shot. Keep that defense honest.
And it's, again, something we talked about in the pregame. Dink and dunk on both sides of the football has produced a lot of offense for and a lot of positive offense for these two teams. Cash only was 79 yards, but he does have the 1 touchdown. Xavier Malone, 15 of 23 for 195. So 2nd and 1 now out of the timeout as Heilich was helped to the sideline. Malone gives it off to Sanders with a burst of energy as he goes through the hole between the guard and the tackle on the left side, and he gets tripped up after crossing the 45. Out to the 46, move the sticks for the 10th first down of the ball game. And, Charlie, you said it. That one was so close.
Yeah, if he keeps his feet, he's gone. There's nobody going to catch him.
Looked like he'd been shot out with a catapult. 1st and 10. Hand off to Sanders. Sanders tries to make a little jump cut, and he'll fall forward for a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9.
So, Bears offense, they've moved the football well enough,
You got to be careful here. You don't want to come up empty and hand the football back to Lindsey Wilson with a chance to go for a 2-for-1. They get the football to start the second half as well. Here's Malone standing in the pocket. He's going for a home run ball down the far sideline looking for Soto. And no penalty markers fly. Kayshawn Beasley was there, and I believe the ball was uncatchable regardless.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That wasn't anything, whether it was one way or the other. That ball was probably about 10 yards uncatchable. So, make it 3rd and 9 from the 47 for the Bears. 5:31 on arrested clock. Twin set for Malone. Only 3 hats across the line. They've got 7 guys drop back in coverage. The only man spying in the middle is that middle linebacker of Devin Holmes. Malone looking at a 3-man rush. Pressure coming off the edge. Swings it out to Sanders. Sanders has the catch. Down the seam he goes. 1st down and more as he's down inside Blue Raiders territory to the 40. Make it the 39. Move the sticks and another UPIKE 1st down.
And Bears back up the line of scrimmage quickly here. And will they go for it? They see them run a quick play.
Malone on 1st and 10. Stands in the pocket, airs it out, trying to go down the far sideline. All kinds of hands there. And again, it was a ball that was well over his head. He was looking for Derek Griffith. It was well covered on that far sideline by DJ Holden. I think that's something you look at there. You get a lot of hand checks on both ways. You keep the penalty markers in. If you see something that causes the play to change its direction, that's when you're going to see it.
They have been consistent.
Yes.
They've been consistent. That's all you can ask for.
Trips left, 1 right. Malone on 2nd down and 10. 5:08 to go in the first half. Trailing 14-6. The Bears looking for some points to keep this one tight going to the locker room. 9th play of the drive. Hand off Sanders. Sanders finding a seam. Comes off the near side edge. Gets a block there by Soto. And then is chased out of bounds by Kayshawn Beasley. But a brief spurt of energy from the rushing attack that had been held to only 26 yards this afternoon will move the sticks for another Bears 1st down. take him inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Now they'll put Soto in motion. High snap, the give to Sanders, and that time it is blown up. Is coming right up the middle. That nose tackle of David Heilich, 295-pound redshirt sophomore. And Juven, that was Madako on the carry. Now Sanders back in there. So a loss of 2 on the play, makes it 2nd down and 12. Trying to look through 3 bars right here, Charlie.
Yeah, I know.
That's how I missed his number. Only 3 hats across the line for the Blue Raiders. Malone, pressure coming up the middle, setting up the screen. They've got it to Sanders. Sanders with open space out in the middle of the field. He's across the 15, down near the 10. Set it up. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 10-yard line on a beautifully played screen pass there to Alex Sanders.
Well, that's what they've done. They've set up that pass, and they're looking to come hard after the quarterback, and that's when that screen opens up.
Malone wants to go quickly. They'll give it off to Sanders. Sanders goes left, and he has stood up off that edge as he runs into the big arms off the edge of Ben Kalu. 250-pound defensive lineman out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Also home of the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee State. So 2nd down and goal from the 10 after no gain. Dasani Tate on the left side. Malone surveying, pressure coming, throws up, and that ball was nearly picked off. Michael Leslie had a beat on it, and he was very lucky that ball didn't get picked off.
You're right.
Trying to go to Diego Soto, but Michael Leslie, 6'1", 200-pound graduate student, read that one like an open book. And right now the Bears are very fortunate this is 3rd and 10. Another long sustained drive that has milked over 4 minutes off the clock. 3rd and goal. Malone going a twin set. Madako in his right pocket this time. Soto and Tate on the boundary left. Brown and Griffith right. Madako starts to go off right guard, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and it's 4th and goal. That's a team speed, Charlie.
Because the hole was there, and he closed it immediately.
So we'll send the field goal unit out as Joseph Sandorf, 3 for 4 on the season. This one will be from the 17-yard line right down the middle, so a 27-yard kick. No wind to speak of whatsoever between those uprights. Sandorf ready to try to put some points up on this long sustained drive. It's back, it's down, it's up. It was partially blocked, but it finds its way through. 14-9, 2:33 to go before halftime. Back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Fourteen plays, 74 yards, 4 minutes, 59 seconds of possession time by the Bears. A 27-yard field goal attempt by Joseph Sandorf is good, and it's 14-9 with 2:33 to go.
James, look straight ahead. Do you see that little building on top of that
little
mountain?
knoll up there?
That's Bear Mountain right there.
That's where it's supposed to be headed.
Yep. With all the leaves off, you can see it really nice.
Yeah, it's the first time I've really been able to notice the top of the ridge there and how it's cleared off and stuff. But that's where the new athletic complex is supposed to be constructed, hopefully the new home for the Bears next year. So now the defense, you've got to be solid here. You don't want to give up points going to the locker room. more importantly, give Lindsey Wilson an opportunity for a 2-for-1.
You're exactly right.
So Austin Shuffler will come out for that little pooch kick. And the question is, who's his intended target? This is one of those you pick your man.
Yeah.
You're looking across those and you say, which one do I want? And I'm not for certain what's.
I don't know. The coach is standing on the field over there talking to the officials. Now they're having a discussion.
And we've got an official standing here with the UPIKE coach. I have no idea. So the 10th all-time meeting between these two teams. All 9 have been won by the visiting Blue Raiders. Last year it was 31-0. UPIKE trailed 14-0 at halftime. They've been shut out the last 2 seasons. The first time they met up was back in 2010. That was a 59-52 shootout for the team from Columbia. And now the officials are having a very lengthy conversation with Phil Kleckler on the other side, and he does not look happy.
Well, they picked up something, and they're showing it to the officials right now.
Yeah, it looks like a brace or something.
Brace or a tee or something, I don't know what it was.
But they handed it to Kleckler, and he just tossed it off to his kicker. I don't know what the issue or the question was, but he just tossed it was a tee for sure to Ian Salter.
I don't know.
We'll have to see if we can find out something during halftime. But it was the tee that he tossed to him. And as soon as Phil Kleckler walked down the sideline, he turned and looked at Ian Salter and tossed it to him in just kind of almost dismay.
Well, he was pointing to the UPIKE sideline about it for something.
So Shuffler has it teed up. They've got Kayshawn Beasley up, man. They'll try to do a little squib kick near sideline, and it is fielded at the 20-yard line by Logan Collier. Collier gets big pop at the 35-yard line as a double-team tackle by Tyrese Christian and Brett Coleman. So 2:27 to go in the half. It's 14-9. Lindsey Wilson leading UPIKE. And this is an interesting stat. UPIKE has put up 3 times as many rushing yards that the Raiders have given up all season long on their average, and they still only have 35.
Yeah.
They've been very efficient in the passing game, though. 230 total yards by Xavier Malone. Here's Cash. Stands in the pocket, floats it out to the far sideline, immediately hooks up with Devin Hobbs, and he gets hit as soon as he makes the catch, as that was Timothy Butler, the senior out of Plantation, Florida.
Textbook tackle right there.
Out to the 41-yard line, gain of 6, second down and 4. Here's a handoff, a nice solid move and a big spin move by Belcher, and Belcher takes it down inside of UPIKE territory as he's down inside the 40 to the 36. What a big pop and a spin move on the back end of it.
Yeah, he got hit and then just
bounced
off. Yeah,
twin set for Cash. He'll sling it out to Bolden. Bolden makes the catch and then is pushed out of bounds behind the sticks. So a loss on the play there. Nice job by the Bears to blow that one up. So second down and long, as they'll take him back to the 37. So a loss of 1, second and 11. But he did get out of bounds, so the clock will rest with 1:46 to play in the half. Collier and Scott near side. That's the wide side. Bolden right, or Bolden left, excuse me. Now Belcher comes to the right side of Cash. 3-step drop, looking left. Now he floats it across the middle as he's got his man Scott there, and Manny Scott got blown up as Tariq Hollingsworth welcomes him to the turf here at Hambly. Kentucky now trailing Missouri 17-14 in the fourth quarter out at Mizzou. We'll check some scores at halftime. 3rd down and call it 9, maybe an 8, somewhere between there. It looks like the marker's right in between. Play clock is at 9. Game clock is just over 1 minute. And the Blue Raiders are just going to milk it down and burn a timeout. We'll go ahead and stay right here. 14-9 is our score. It's been a very competitive ball game, and Lindsey Wilson took a 7-0 lead after 1 quarter of play. Pikeville got its first score early in the second and capped off a long sustained scoring drive. Lindsey Wilson puts up another touchdown to answer. That was a 14-6 lead. A field goal makes it 14-9, and that's currently where we stand with 59.5 seconds to play here in the first half. You look at the drive summaries between these two. Lindsey Wilson, 2 punts, 2 touchdowns, and whatever comes out of this one certainly already probably in the range of Salter for a field goal attempt. For UPIKE, an interception, 2 punts, a touchdown, and a field goal.
Be probably about a 50.
Let's see, we're at the 34 right now, so it'd be a 51, 52-yard field goal attempt. Wind at your back, though.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, I watched that young man kick from the 35 in warm-ups. He had probably another 15 behind him from this same distance. Starting to feel the breeze kick back up once again. So Lindsey Wilson still with 2 timeouts remaining. So you've got plenty of time if you do try to run something across the middle of the field. You don't want to do something here and put yourself further behind the sticks, and certainly don't want to take a gamble and cost yourself a turnover. But if the Bears could get out of this one going to the locker room still in a 1-possession game, I still think you feel like you're in a very winnable football game with the number 8 team in the nation. So 3rd down and 8. Bolden near side, wide right. Cash keeps it himself, starts to run, and then swept off his feet as the big defensive end out of Paintsville, Josh Irvin, makes the stop. And it's 4th down. And I would imagine they can take off an additional 30 seconds on this. So they're going to leave about 11 seconds left on the clock before they'll burn the timeout, and then they'll run the field goal unit out and try the long field goal.
Yeah, I don't blame them. You don't want to take that timeout. Can't take them with you anyway.
No. So you'll have enough time after the field goal attempt, make or miss, for about a kickoff if it's made. If not, a couple of plays for UPIKE, who still has 2 timeouts of its own if it wants to use it. So that will take us down to 13 seconds. Charlie, you look at the numbers in this one. Xavier Malone, 17 of 28. 1 interception on the ball that was down inside the 2 that was tipped in the end zone. He's thrown for 230 yards here in the first half. Dasani Tate did get the 1 pass that goes down, but it was negated because of a penalty marker, but it still goes down for his passing yards. But Sanders, 7 catches for 86 yards. Not something that's uncharacteristic when you see Sanders in the backfield.
No, that's true. You know, this team got a lot of guys that can do multiple things, and that's a bonus for you when you got that. You know, you've got a lot of receivers come out of the backfield. You know, and make no mistake about it, this is a pass-heavy offense. We both know that. But in this kind of a game with those short passes, those little screens and out to the side, that's an extension of your running game as well.
Defensively, they've done a good job of not allowing Lindsey Wilson to continue to sustain long drives. Lindsey Wilson 3 for 8 on 3rd down conversions today, but 2 4th down conversions, both of those coming on the same series, and the second one leading to the touchdown run that gave them this lead.
Looks like 48 to me, but that's okay.
Yeah, from the 38, make it a 48-yard field goal from the far side hash mark for Ian Salter. And now Coach Corey Phipps is going to do the take it with you to the locker room or leave it here timeout and ice the kicker. So Michael Burdick will spot it. to see if Lindsey Wilson can extend its lead and make it 17-9 or keep it at a 14-9 ball game going into halftime. Getting a little bit of a wind behind now, and looking now, go figure, there's some rain falling.
0% chance today.
No chance of rain whatsoever this afternoon, and if we've got some ominous clouds hanging over top of us.
And no tents.
I'll blame it on my wife. Yeah, she's like, it's not supposed to rain today. I'm not going to take my rain jacket with me. I said, there's no chance of rain. Well, here we go. Precipitation on the windows. Very breezy afternoon. We watched a couple of tents achieve liftoff.
No Mary Poppins in sight.
No. So Salter standing back near midfield away from everyone, just trying to work his craft and make certain he sees his marks and hits them. He's about ready to get things underway. Trying for this 48-yarder. This would be his season long. 47 is his longest this year. He's 9 of 18 on field goal attempts, 50%. So again, Michael Burdick will put it down. 13.1 seconds to play in the half. From the left hash mark. And now Phipps will burn his final timeout. And now the rain really coming down.
Hey, that's not a bad timeout if it's short.
Phipps, I just watched Coach Phipps turn to the sideline. He goes, hey, it's going to start raining. Maybe we can dampen up a little bit. He's like, I'll take everything I can get here. Maybe a little gust from the gods, if you will.
And Vernon plays cold as ice. I like it.
Let's look around top 25 college football action. Ohio State leading Northwestern 14-7. TCU leads Texas Tech 20-7. North Carolina in front of Virginia 31-21. Number 19 Tulane in front of Tulsa 24-13. Washington defeated number 23 Oregon State last night 24-21. And check in on the Cats and Missouri 17-14. Missouri leading that one. The Cats have the football at the Missouri 21 with 6:53 to go in the ball game. So here we go. From the 38, a 48-yard kick. This would be his season long. It's back, it's down, it's up, and upright.
Oh!
No, it comes back out.
Oh, they're going to count that. Wow. I don't know. How does he fall in when he comes back on this side of the – everybody looks at – I don't know about that.
Here's the only thing. If the official deems that ball hit the inside part of the white upright and comes back in, that's a good kick. Yes. So if it hit and went through before it come back out, which is what they're saying it did, that is a completed kick. You don't see that often because usually the ball hits the facing and comes back out.
Right.
But if it contacts the inside part, which then it goes just past that crossbar, that is a good kick. So playing is the way, but it's 17-9 with 7 seconds to go here in the first half. What is it about this inside?
I don't know. It's not good for the Bears.
We have seen so many crazy things with kicks from this goalpost. They need to cut that thing down. So Ian Salter with his season long. So the 48-yarder there. So now 7 seconds to go before halftime, and we'll see if Salter tries to boom one. He'll just hit a low line driver, and Barton will field it at the 5. Little toast tap as he comes near sideline and just slides down shy of the 15-yard line. So there's 3 seconds to go. Barton jumps up and shows off a few dance moves right in front of the man who was barreling down on him as L.J. Bowman. So one final snap. They'll probably put this one on a knee and send it to halftime. Charlie, we have seen some odd things this year.
Yes, we have.
But that one right there may be one of the strangest I've seen in my life. So Malone from the gun, from his own 14. He'll sling it out near sideline to DeAndre Stafford. Stafford slips through, goes across the 25, and just goes out of bounds right there. And that will take us to the end of the first half. 17-9 is our score. A cloudy but very mild fall afternoon here in this first weekend in November. Don't forget, set your clocks back this weekend as daylight savings time, our final day with the long daylight, Charlie. This time starting tomorrow, we'll already start being drifting into some darkness time. We'll be dark by about 6 o'clock starting tomorrow night, but it does not feel like November right now.
No, it doesn't. It's been beautiful all week. It's supposed to be beautiful next week, too. I mean, 70s. We're supposed to be up in the high 70s today, and I think it was.
No, it was way past that. It's been breezy to say the least, but here today, both teams have managed the win pretty remarkably as well. 17-9 lead by the Blue Raiders. They get this football to start the second half. What do you look for both teams here to try to do to maybe open up a little bit of a cushion if you're Lindsey Wilson, and for UPIKE make a stand and try to claw your way right back into this one?
You know, I think Lindsey's going to stay with that short passing game and throw a run or two in here every now and then. It depends on who they've got healthy coming out of the locker room on the running game, I'm going to assume. Then the Bears, they've got to get in and get some pressure on him, and don't let him have any easy throws, and certainly don't let any big plays happen.
I think one guy that's been kind of a stale point for this team, Kentrell Borden, 1 catch for 14 yards coming into this ball game. The freshman, 7 catches for 43. He's been a kind of a target that we've seen Ethan Cash go to in that passing attack, and they've started off. They had 3 running backs that they were utilizing. Dawson went down. C.J. Fluker jumps off the bench and jumps right in the rotation like nobody ever slowed him down.
Yeah, that's true. You know, that's something that you got to look out for. You know, when people go down, you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get more than you expect coming out of that second spot.
You see the deep ball being taken away for the most part. We've seen Malone try to go deep a couple of times, but he's well overthrown his receiver on both directions. How big is that to find an established passing attack to maybe hit a ball 25, 30 yards down the field?
Yeah, I think that loosens up this defense from Lindsey quite a bit, because right now they're really selling out a lot on the pass rush. But again, the Bear offensive line has done a great job. They've kept him upright all night. He's taken a couple of shots after throwing the football, but not much. I mean, he's not been touched much tonight.
And that's the most important thing is that both quarterbacks have been pretty much upright, and that's been very important, to say the least, to be able to keep these two offenses well in check.
And we're about ready for the second half. You know, give you an update. Kentucky back on top, 21-17 with 2:20 left to go, and they had a roughing the punting penalty, so they still have the football, so it's 3rd and 7.
Trying to win one on the road in a key SEC battle. Big one coming up later tonight, Georgia and Tennessee.
That'll be a nice one.
Tennessee, the first team this year in the college football playoff rankings as number 1. And the question is, can the Vols stand tall to the defending champs?
What's going to be, that will be the classic battle. Maybe the best offense in the country and the best defense in the country clashing tonight.
That's what we're going to see. All right, we've got a football, we believe a correct tee, and we are ready for the second half to get underway here. Austin Shuffler will put it in the air, kicking it from right to left as I view it here at Hambly Athletic Complex. It's a squib kick, takes a high bounce and is fielded at the 28. And then a quick open field tackle there as Tyrese Christensen takes down the return man of Jerome Jones.
Gave him pretty good position with that one, about out to the 39-yard line.
So 1st and 10 from the 39 for the Blue Raiders. A little bit of sun peeking through those ominous clouds hanging over top. We got a brief shower. It has since stopped. So we will see if the precipitation stays away. That had a 0% chance of being here today.
Yeah.
So on 1st down and 10, Belcher in the right pocket of Cash. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Now his H-back, Fofana, goes to that side. They'll give it off to Belcher. Belcher trying to push himself off the left edge. Jarquez Russ will grab him. Josh Irvin will make the stop as well, out to the 43-yard line. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. You've seen Lindsey Wilson several times. They'll line an H-back up to the left.
Oh,
they
yeah.
run it left. They bring it to the right. It's right. They're not trying to do anything fancy. They'll start with that H-back of Fofana on the right side this time. Wide side of the field. They'll move the tailback of Belcher in the left pocket. Two-step drop by Cash. He pumps and throws and had his man on the far sideline. He got planted as he let it go. It was toward Logan Collier. Had he made the catch, it wasn't going to be illegal because he was out of bounds and the hat's off on the official. So
Had not established himself back in bounds. Yeah, you're right.
And that time Cash got planted when he let that one fly.
That was pretty good pressure by the Bears that time.
So 3rd down and 6 coming up, 14-16 to go here in the opening minute of the third quarter in a twin set. 3 hats across the line for the Bears. Cash, little delay handoff. He gives it off to Belcher, and he's right up the gut. He's running away. Trying to get him from behind is Timothy Butler. But another delay comes up big, and it's 1st and goal. And Butler is down. So Timothy Butler, the senior, making the touchdown-saving tackle for the moment. But a big 3rd down conversion goes down to the 12, and it'll be 1st and 10 there when we return after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Help to the sideline under his own accord. So the 45-yard run by Colby Belcher, that's his longest of the season. He now has 90 yards on 10 carries, and it's 1st down and 10 from the 12. Belcher will start in the right side now of Cash from the gun. An H-back right, play action, Cash looking right, zips it out to his man on the near side flat, and he's got a double team, now a triple team tackle attempt. Still never goes off his feet. That is Kentrell Borden.
He's been the man, hasn't he?
8 catches today, had 1 catch coming into the ball game. And he gets it down inside the 5, short of the sticks. So put him down to 2nd down and 1. A ball at the, right at the 4-yard line. Near side hash mark, trips left, and attached tight end right. Cash from the gun, a high snap. The give off to Belcher. Belcher reaching for the goal line, and he's in for the 6. Touchdown, Lindsey Wilson. 4-yard touchdown run by Colby Belcher. His 4th rushing touchdown of the season. 13:09 to play in the third, 23-9. Blue Raiders extending their lead.
Not what you wanted to see if you're a Bears fan coming into this one.
And 2 big conversions, one on 4th down, one on 3rd down, going this direction that has led to scores for the Bears. They're going to go with that 2-point conversion play, and they swing it out to their big man outside wide as Theron Orr, the defensive lineman, catches the 2-point conversion and makes it 25-9 with 13:09 to play in the third. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. 5 plays. Oh, hang on just a second. Yeah, 5 plays, 34 yards. That's still not updated.
Okay.
Our drive chart is not updating, so we'll try to get it on the last series that we had here. Either way, 25-9 with 13:09 to go as the sun comes out and absolutely engulfs the field as the rain starts to return as well. So Soto stands back deep to return. Salter will put a big foot to it, hangs it high over top of the head of Soto, 8 yards deep in the end zone for the touchback.
Didn't have to make a decision on that one.
That's an easy one.
Just watch it go.
So 25-9. Ball at the 25-yard line. Now the offense has got to find some momentum here in this one. 2 big plays in this ball game has led directly to 14 points, make it 15 points after the conversion here to push the lead out to 16. Final, the Cats win it at Missouri, 21-17. Sanders will go into the left side of Malone on 1st and 10. 3-step drop, brings it near sideline. He's got his man there who makes the grab of DeAndre Stafford, and as he spins and tries to turn upfield, he's out of bounds. Tyler Johnson, the redshirt sophomore, making the stop. But they'll take him out to the 26-yard line, or excuse me, the 29-yard line on a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Same set, 3 receivers right, 1 left. Sanders now to the right side of Malone. Malone turns, swings it out to Sanders onto that right side flat, gets a big block, and then gets upended, but he'll fall across the line to gain and move the sticks for the first down. Upending him there was the outside linebacker of L.J. Bowen. Bowman, again, the all-time leading tackler for the Blue Raiders. Takes it out to the 35 to move the sticks. Malone puts the triple to this side this time. They'll swing it once again out to Sanders. Sanders surveying, looks for a block. Barton gave him an edge for just a moment, but then he gets hemmed up in front of his bench by Michael Leslie and is chased out of bounds after a gain of 1, 2nd down 9.
Well, they really were looking for that little swing pass now. Now the Bears will have to try to throw something across the middle and try to loosen them back up again.
Barton into the ball game for Rashard Brown, who came off with an injury, barely making it off the sideline before going to his knees. Trips right, 1 left. Malone drops back, pocket collapsing, comes near sideline, was looking for Cameron Brown on the crossing route, but the pass is out in front of him too far, and it's 3rd down and 9.
Big 3rd down here, Bears. They really need to get this first down and at least move the football away from that end of the field a little bit.
I'll see what the Blue Raiders do. They've been only putting 3 men down on a rush on 3rd down and long. They'll bring 4. Malone, pressure coming, steps up, and he's going to be dropped this time for the first sack of the ball game. Getting home there was Roman McDonald, the redshirt sophomore. Takes him back down to the 30-yard line and makes it 4th down and long.
You know, kind of a coverage sack there because he had a little bit of time and had to pump a couple times, couldn't get rid of it.
Now they're wanting the clock stopped, and I'm not certain.
Why would you, unless they call a timeout?
I don't know. The officials, the head linesman on the far sideline was the one coming across asking for timeout. I don't think they said they got the play off.
Oh, penalty on Lindsey. Okay.
So they got a sideline warning. So move it forward 15, and that'll move the sticks, I believe.
Put 11:35 back on the clock, I think I heard him say.
Yes. So they'll put 7 seconds back on the clock. So it was going to be a 4th down stop, and instead it's 1st and 10. So 3 receivers right, 1 left. Press coverage on the outside edge. Malone, 3-step drop. Fires it near sideline looking for DeAndre Stafford, and that one's over his head 20 yards.
Yep.
That's what we've talked about so many times. He cannot find that deep ball here this evening.
You know, if he gets that ball, it's catchable. That's either going to be a catch or a pass interference call. But when it's uncatchable, they're not going to throw that flag. Or at least they're not going to throw. I'm going to see a holding flag on a play tonight, I don't think.
So second down 10, 11:25 on arrested clock. 4 hats across the line for the Blue Raiders with 2 high safeties. Play clock at 15 as Malone turns to the sideline. Stafford on the boundary left. They'll move Sanders off to the right side. Play clock at 3. At 2, at 1, he gets it at 0. Rolling out right, throws across his body, and that's got to be a penalty marker.
Nope.
Was looking for Braylon Barton up the seam as though Devin Holmes was the man that got there, and he got there about 2 steps too soon.
You're a defender.
Third down and 10.
You're a defender. You know they're not going to call that, so just keep, they haven't called it all night. They've been consistent. You got to give them that.
That one was by far probably the closest of any that's been uncontested. So third down and 10 now. UPIKE 6 of 12 on the evening.
Yeah, they're going to hurry up or call a timeout. Only 5 seconds on the play clock.
Play clock now at 2. They'll take it at 1. 4-man rush. Malone comes near sidelines. Got Barton. First down yardage and more as he comes up the near sideline in front of his bench. Chasing him out of bounds is Tyler Johnson, but that'll move the sticks and another Bears first down. Down to they're going to take him down to the 39-yard line of the Blue Raiders. So a nice job there by Malone as the pocket was collapsing. And the Blue Raiders have been doing a good job of getting a nice rush with only 4 men. So first and 10, Malone drops back, fires it out. He's got his man there of Barton. Excuse me, check that. That is actually Rashard Brown. Brown was injured earlier, jumps back in. He'll take it down to the 35-yard line. So gain of 4 on the play, second down 6. Griffith and Brown far side. Near side is Stafford. Malone swings it out to Barton on that far side edge. He tries to tightrope the sideline. He's pushed out of bounds by Holmes. It'll be third down.
A 3rd and 3 looks like.
Take him down to the 32-yard line. So third down and 3. Need the 29 to move the sticks. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Showing blitz on the line are the Blue Raiders. 1 high safety this time. Press coverage on the edges. Malone takes it. Tries to set up the screen pass and floating it over top towards Sanders and couldn't get it to him.
So they'll go, I'm sure they'll go on 4th down here.
Having to throw over top of Zach Thornton, the 6'4", 215-pound outside linebacker, certainly changed the direction of the way that Malone wanted to throw that ball. So the offense will stay on the field, needing a long 2. They've got to get it past the 30. They're at the 32. Clock resting with 9:52 to play in the third, 25-9, Lindsey Wilson leading. Malone makes the adjustment, play clock's at 6. He'll take it at 5. Pressure coming off the edge. He comes down through, has a ball tipped up, and it was nearly picked off. And then on the back end, nearly was a highlight play as 2 players run together for Lindsey Wilson as Michael Leslie and Kayshawn Beasley collide down the seam.
I think Barton lost. If he'd have kept his concentration, that was an easy touchdown.
Yeah, that ball was tipped up in the air, nearly went right back into his hands. Instead, it's an injury timeout. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Well, Michael Leslie was able to walk himself to the sideline under his own accord, but Kayshawn Beasley was assisted off by a couple of players in the athletic training staff. So the turnover on downs gives the football back to the Blue Raiders, leading 25-9 with 9:47 to play here in the third. And here's a handoff to Fluker. Fluker works it off left side, and he has stood up off that edge.
No gain at best.
Josh Irvin and Travion Pope on the stop. No gain, second down 10. Now they inch it forward, so I'm still staying second down and 10. It's still not to the 34. He'll hand it off again. No, this time Cash keeps it on a nice find, and then he takes it off the left edge and gives himself up at the 43, even though he slid forward to the 45, but a nice little keeper there on the RPO, and Ethan Cash stuck a foot in the turf and cut up field for a nice gain to move the sticks. Cash turns, look to the sideline. Fluker in the backfield with him. Collier and Scott near sideline. Borden on the far side. Cash dropping back, clean pocket, eyes down the field, standing up in the near side. He brings it out to Logan Collier, and Collier can't bring it in as it hops into him off the turf for an incomplete pass. Matthew Horn will have to come off. He lost his lid. They'll run in Jay Arnold, the freshman out of Douglasville, Georgia. Clock resting with 8:38 to play in the third, 25-9. The visiting Blue Raiders leading here in this 10th all-time meeting. Two receivers right with an H-back. Fluker down the right pocket. Cash takes a snap, looking right, throws right, has that ball off the hands of his big tight end. He was trying to find Fofana, and that was a dangerous ball lofted up into the air that UPIKE could not run underneath. Arnold off back in as Matthew Horn. Third down and 10. Blue Raiders have to get to the Bears 47 to move the chains. Twin set this time for Cash. Cash takes the snap, five-step drop, eyes down the middle of the field, comes near sideline, and he was trying to get Scott on a break on the near side, and he well out of bounds. Incomplete, fourth down.
I'm old. I was a man down there. He's playing that Mission Impossible thing. So
yeah.
What's that from?
Yeah, that's Mission Impossible. So a good stop there by the defense. Braylon Barton will go back and stand at his own 20-yard line. And let's see if Salter can hang another one. And he's got the wind behind him this time, even though the flags are pointed two different directions.
Who knows?
Who knows where it goes. Maybe it gets to 50 and it flips. I don't know. Salter, a wobbly kick. Barton fills it at the 22, finds a seam right up the middle. He goes, and he gets pounded shy of the 35 at the 34. Ryan Wilson making the stop. 8:19 to play in the third, 25-9 is our score. James Collier, Charlie Pinson, happy to have you along with us here on Senior Day. Final home game of the regular season for the Bears, who come in with a record of 5-3. Picked up program win number 100 last week. That was a big one. It stunk because it was on the road. We certainly like to have been able to celebrate it here at home, but a very big win, 100 in the program history. So Malone back out now with his troops in a twin set from the 34. Low snap given off to Sanders. Sanders a little shimmy shake as he'll wiggle across the 35 to the 36 on a gain of 2. Second down and 8. You look across that front line, 275, 295, 260.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons they're getting a good push. And then they're throwing a fourth man up there off the edge of Leandre Boland, 235 as a speed rusher. Second down and 8. Malone in the pocket, floats it out. And a wide open DeAndre Stafford. He's got first down yardage, and Morris slams on the brakes just shy of midfield and then tumbles across to the Blue Raiders 49. Move the sticks. First down number 17 on the ball game. Slow to get off the field is L.J. Bowman. We've seen him riddled with injuries today. This has been a team that has been beaten up. Kayshawn Beasley is still off the field. Here's Sanders with a nice shimmy shake again as he kind of angles his pads one way or the other and goes right up the gut on the right side across the 45 down to the 42. I think it's 2nd down and 2 after a gain of 8. Trips left, 1 right. Malone swings it out to Sanders. Sanders makes the catch, finds a seam near side, and dives across the 40, and that'll move the sticks as he's down to the 36. Gain of 5 on the play, 1st and 10 Bears.
Seems like we're getting back in that rhythm now.
10th reception of the afternoon for Sanders, and that takes him just shy of 100 yards on the afternoon. Malone flirting now with 300 in the ballgame, now at 291. Empties the backfield. Malone pumps, fires a dart across the middle. He's got Rashard Brown there who makes the grab. He gets a big pop right there by Ty Tevis. But down to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 11 and another 1st down for the Bears. Rashad Brown comes off. In is Cameron Brown, a sophomore replacing the senior. Sanders in motion. Malone keeps it himself. Angles left from the right, lowers the shoulder and pushes the pile forward, and he drives a man down on the back end of it. Xavier Malone just took.
So I'm tired of taking punishment. I want to deliver some.
Yeah, he just delivered a punishing blow of his own as he knocked down Ben Kalu, 250-pound defensive lineman. 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3. Handoff Sanders. No, play action, excuse me. And the ball is incomplete. And trying to throw it into a very tight window to DeAndre Stafford, 3rd down and 3. I think he gives it to Sanders there. He's got the 1st down.
Yeah.
He's getting that RPO, that read option, if you will. That time they tried to freeze it with the play action and didn't play it. Stafford was blanketed on the back end of that. UPIKE 7 of 14 on 3rd down tries this afternoon. They've got a 3rd and 3 here with the clock resting of 5:52. Here to go in the 3rd. Handoff Sanders trying to stretch it to the outside edge. He's got the edge and more as he'll step out of bounds after crossing the 10 down to the 9-yard line, 1st and goal.
Need to come out with a 6 this time.
Yeah, you've got to have 6. You got to have 7 here. You can't come up empty with a field goal attempt. 5:40 to go on a running clock here in the 3rd stanza. Soto in deep motion. Handoff Sanders. Sanders goes off right tackle, and he's down to the 6. A gain of 4.
That was a nice bigger play right there.
So 2nd and goal from the 6. Approaching 5 minutes to go in the 3rd as the wind starting to whip up again and the sun popping out here at Hambly. Soto and Sanders in the backfield. Malone puts Soto in motion. Looking left, floating it toward the back corner of the end zone. Was looking for Rashad Brown, and he can't get it there. Michael Leslie came in and dropped Malone after the pass was away. So it brings up 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line with the clock stopped at 4:56 to play here in quarter number 3. Malone now over 300 yards in the afternoon, 27 of 45, but without a touchdown pass. Needs one right here.
Yes, he does.
I think you got to look at this. It's got to be 4-down territory
Yeah.
out here. 3 points is not what you're after on this one. Again, a double-barrel shotgun look with Soto on the left. They'll put him in motion. Malone stands in the pocket, fires it toward the back of the end zone, was looking for Brown on the post route, and Brown was on the left. The ball was on the right. It's incomplete, and it's 4th and goal. So now the offense will stay on the field. Can the Blue Raiders defense stand tall and force a turnover on downs? Trips left, 1 right. That's Griffith. Malone in the pocket, pressure coming up the middle, fires it across toward the back of the end zone, and he had his man there who didn't think it was coming to him. It was Diego Soto. He thought the pass was intended to Griffith. Griffith let it fly through. Soto was in the back of the end zone, wide open. It hits him on the hands and falls for an incomplete pass.
That's tough. Tough way to lose that one, isn't it?
You had Griffith coming from the far side on that crossing pattern across the goal line. Soto just did a little hitch route in the back corner of the end zone, and nobody was there to pick him up. So the turnover on downs gives it back to the Blue Raiders on their own 6, but leading 25-9. Cash takes the handoff, gives it off to his tailback, as that's Jerome Jones, his first carry of the ball game.
Right now, the defense really has to stand strong. They really need a 3-and-out here.
Yes. Say it, gain of 7, though, on that first play. Make it 2nd down and 3. 4:20 to play here in the third. And a 16-point lead for the Blue Raiders. Cash takes the high snap, gives it off to Jones, and he is met immediately by Ben Tate.
That's what you need right there. Brought back to the 11-yard line.
So make it 3rd down and 6 inside of 4 to play here in quarter number 3. Put Belcher in the sidecar. Here's a ball out in the near side seam as they'll zip it out to Michael Burdick. His first catch for him this season. He gets it out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 14 to move the sticks for first down number 15 on the ball game. Not a bad way to get your first catch of the season.
You're right. Defense has got to really hunker down right here and get something done.
Belcher in the backfield with Cash is now the Blue Raiders, who had been playing with their hair on fire most of the first half, have really slowed down. Play action. They'll swing it out to the far side. They've got the man there. He picks it off of his shoelaces, as that's Jamari Sewell. A gain of 2 on the play, 2nd down 8. Jay Arnold back on for UPIKE. Trips right, 1 left for Cash from the gun on 2nd down and 8. Looking left, wants to throw that way and zips it out toward the far sideline. Was looking for Devin Hobbs, the sophomore. Falls incomplete, 3rd down and 8.
Here's your chance right now to get a stop and get out of this drive and give the ball back to your offense.
They've got the speed guys on the defensive line of Irvin Horn and Livingston. 3rd and 8. Clock rested with 2:22 to go in the frame. Cash stands in the pocket. Fires it for a deep ball. He's going into double coverage, and Obi Wilson, what a catch!
Oh!
He tipped it back to himself and then pulls it in at the 35. Obi Wilson's 3rd interception of the season, and the turnover that the Bears needed comes here with 2:15 to play in the 3rd.
Big play right there. You're right. He got up, and I thought, man, he's going to tip it away. Then he just went up and got it.
Tipped it back to himself, the sophomore out of Beaufort, South Carolina, Battery Creek High School. And a big turnover of the afternoon as Cash throws interception number 4 on the season, his first here today. So at the 36-yard line now for the Bears, trailing 25-9, 2:15 to go in the 3rd. Still a 2-possession ball game. But the offense has got to find a way to finish when it gets down to goal situations. Malone on 1st and 10. Low snap. Stands in the pocket, floats it across. He's got Dasani Tate there. Tate delivers a stiff arm on Leslie, and it is out of bounds at the 42. So a gain of 6, second down and 4.
Second down. And 4.
Bears need a score here badly.
2 receivers each way now for Malone. Malone, quick out, and that ball is picked off on the far sideline as Tyler Johnson runs underneath it, and he's got reservations for 6 as he goes into the end zone untouched for the pick 6. His first interception of the season, only the 4th of the year by the Blue Raiders. And that was Malone trying to throw into double coverage, and he was looking for Derek Griffith, and when Griffith came out of his cut, the only person on the backside was Tyler Johnson, who walked right underneath it for the score. 31-9, 1:35 to play in the third. Now Coach Phipps having a very long and heated conversation with Xavier Malone on the sideline. Extra point is up and is good. 32-9 with 1:35 to play in the third. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. $15 unanswered from the Blue Raiders. A 45-yard pick 6 by Tyler Johnson, his first interception of the season, the second of the game from Xavier Malone, who had thrown only 1 coming into this contest. And then all of a sudden, what was a 1-score game at halftime is now blown up to a 32-9 lead for the visiting Blue Raiders, who are ranked 8th in the nation. 95 seconds to go here in the third frame. Soto back deep to return. Sauter has it teed up on the far sideline. Hash marks. So he'll take his approach, and that one's well deep into the end zone. About 7 yards deep for the touchback. So at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10, needing points in a hurry.
I wonder why they quit kicking it. 'Cause they were making good. They were doing a good job covering. We never got close to the 20. I've always been amazed by the thinking of football coaches in this league about the kicking game.
Yeah, the kicking game could just drive some coaches nuts.
We had the best returner in the country 1 year, 2 years, and they kept kicking to him. I said, why?
Yeah, sometimes you wonder about those type of things. So Malone on 1st and 10 from his own 25, trailing 32-9. Slings it out near side to Sonny Tate. Tate makes a nice move, cuts back in toward the near sideline, and it is slammed out of bounds by Devin Holmes. Holmes takes him out at the, I believe, the 31. We'll wait for the official spot, though. Nope, they're going to move it back to the 30. So a gain of 5, second down and 5. Nope. To the 29, make it second down and 6. You walk it down the 30 and put it on the 29. Low snap, Malone, near side, Soto. Soto with the catch at the 35 is immediately pushed out of bounds by DJ Holden. And that'll move the sticks after the gain of 6 out to the 31-yard line with the sun peeking through the clouds once again.
Pikeville.
60 seconds to play in the third. Malone on 1st and 10. Sets his feet, surveying. Brings it out near sideline to Sanders, and Sanders can't make the catch. There was a ball that was thrown behind him. Coach Phipps looking at Malone saying, go that way, pointing down the field, not backward. That's the thing is right now that screen game is certainly good, but that's something Lindsey Wilson's going to hand you all night.
Yep.
You're down now 32-9. You've got to take some shots down the field and try to find a way to get back in this one. So clock with 54 seconds stopped on it. Lindsey Wilson got now 6 guys across the line. They bring pressure off the edge. Malone steps up, and he gets hammered off that left edge. And, yeah, Roman McDonald was the man that got there. So a big pop, the second sack of Malone. Both of those coming here in the third quarter. And now it's all the way back to the 29-yard line. And it's going to be third down and about 17-yard line. Yeah, 17 yards. Malone stands in the pocket, now rolling out to the near side. He'll float it across and throws it right into the hands of Zach Thornton. Thornton was wide open. He was the only man there, 6'4". Malone never got it over top of his head. His third interception of the game. Back-to-back series now that Malone has thrown picks. And not what you want to do down 32-9. And now we've got another player down as Roman McDonald is down on the 35-yard line. So, injury timeout. Back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Maybe the fourth, I believe, injured player by the Blue Raiders.
We just had unsportsmanlike conduct
on somebody from Lindsey Wilson. But Roman McDonald very gingerly walking off to the far sideline. So after the interception, the football gets backed up to the 45 of the Blue Raiders. So at least it gives the Bears a few more yards of breathing room, but any score right here would just be
it's up, make it over,
bow breaking because we've only got 11 seconds to go in the third. Jones in a pistol look with Cash. He'll start to the right side now on 1st and 10. They'll give it off to Jones. Jones finds a seam off the right edge, and he is swallowed up before he gets to the 50-yard line. He'll get out to the 49, a gain of 4, and that takes us to the fourth quarter. 32-9 our score. Fourth quarter when we return after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Final 15 minutes of regulation here on Senior Day on a cloudy afternoon, but very mild fall November in Pikeville. James Collier, Charlie Pinson. Charlie, look at the last 4 drives by the Bears. Turnover on downs. Both of those taking out 12-play drives that came up empty. 2 interceptions on back-to-back throws.
Yep.
So now 2nd down and 6 for Lindsey Wilson. It works it from right to left as I view it. Here's a high handoff to Jones. Jones across midfield and is stood up after getting down to the 48. So make it a 3rd down and very manageable. Now we've got a tie-up at midfield. Jonathan Morton is the one man still down there with the ball carrier of Jerome Jones.
Third down.
So now 3rd down and 3. Lindsey Wilson only 5 of 12 today on 3rd down conversions, but they've had a big one here in the 3rd quarter, and they've also converted 2 4th down tries, both of those on the same series. 3rd down and 8 from the Bears 48-yard line. Handoff Jones, misdirection as he started up the middle, comes near sideline, spins off the would-be tackler at the 40, and falls forward to the 38. A gain of 10, and another Lindsey Wilson first down, their 16th of the ball game.
Just about pulled that ball loose there. He had to re-grab it as it was coming out of his hands.
Taking a look over on the sideline, Lee Kirkland trying to add a little bit of consoling down to his freshman quarterback of Xavier Malone, as Jones will take this one across the 35 to the 34. The question is, does Malone come back in, or do we see the junior of Steady Eddie, of Lee Kirkland, return? 13:20 to go in the ball game. Lindsey Wilson with 15 unanswered here to start the second half. Cash, all kinds of time, slings it out near sideline. The ball is pinballed around and nearly tipped and picked off. It was deflected by Jarquez Rush. Joe Temp coming in was trying to make the interception. And now we got a player down as
he's up quickly.
Dylan Feast, a player that Coach Corey Phipps knows all about. He played for him at KCU.
Yeah.
So he'll trot to the far sideline again. It's 3rd and 7 on the incompletion. The clock will stop with 13:10 to play. Devin Hobbs will come to the near sideline with Sewell. Cash from the gun, 4 hats across the line. Cash looking at the pressure coming off the edge, zips it out to his tight end, Fofana. He makes the grab inside the 30. He's short of the sticks, so it will be 4th down. But they're going to be a yard short, so 4th and 1 from the 29-yard line.
4th and 2.
Call it a long one,
Long
if you will.
one, yeah. Okay, yeah.
They've got the marker right in between the 28 and the 27. 2 tight ends set this time. No, excuse me, just an H-back. Cash gives it off, keeps it himself. A nice pull down for a read as he'll take it to the outside edge and move the sticks. And now Cash is dealing with a cramp, looks like, on the far side. He immediately, as he bent over, he took those arms and shoved down and started stretching those calf muscles. Dragging that leg.
Yeah.
He's got the stiff leg.
Yeah, they're going to bring.
There, Will McDonald's going to come on. As soon as he crossed the sideline over there, he immediately bent over and tried to stretch out that leg, and it was like he was dragging a bad limb. So McDonald, redshirt sophomore, he's had plenty of action in the backfield as the quarterback this season. High snap to give to Jones. Jones slips as he starts back up the middle, right in front of Seth Lindsey, one of the seniors out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. No gain on the play. Yeah, maybe a yard, so call a 2nd and 9. 11.5 to go in the contest, 32-9 after Lindsey Wilson puts up 15 in the 3rd frame. McDonald will stay out there. It looks like Cash is over there loosening up and looks fine. High snap. McDonald wants to throw. Comes across the middle and a low throw that's intended to Sewell. They're going to say was a catch inside the 15. So move the sticks for the 18th first down of the ball game and make it 1st down and 10 at the 14-yard line of the Bears. McDonald with a low throw there, but Sewell was able to pick it off the turf almost. Now McDonald Walks up to his center. Jones in his left pocket. First down and 10. Sophomore calls for it, looks left, wants to throw left, floating it toward the back of the end zone, and is it caught? And it's in the bounds. It is. The tight end of Elvin Fofana hauls it in for his 4th touchdown of the season. That's McDonald's 13th of the year. It's 38-9 with 10:35 to play in the ballgame. So now 21 unanswered here in the second half. And what was a 17-9 halftime lead has exploded into 38. And Sauter trying to make it 39. High snap. The kick is up and is good. 39-9. 10:35 to play in the ballgame. Back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Plays 55 yards, 4 minutes, 33 seconds off the clock. And coming off of the interception, the Blue Raiders cash in with points as McDonald finds Fofana for the touchdown and a 39-9 lead with 10:35 to play here in the ballgame. So Braylon Barton stands in the end zone for the return. And Sauter will boom it away from right to left as we view it here. Sauter gets into it. Barton will come near sideline, and that ball will bounce and take a tumble out of bounds. It almost went out of the back of the end zone. Then it tumbled and came near sideline and then falls out at the 3. So a kick out of bounds will move it up. That was almost devastating.
Yes, it was.
So Xavier Malone stays in the huddle, and he'll bring his team back out with 10:35 to play in the ballgame.
I think Lee Kirkland's pleading his case down there, though.
So they'll put it at the 35, 1st and 10. You look at the second half possessions for Lindsey Wilson, a punt, an interception, and 2 touchdowns. For UPIKE, 2 turnover on downs and 2 interceptions. Here's Derek Griffith, makes the catch, tries to spin back into the middle of the field as he runs into E.J. Smith, but out to the 40-yard line on a gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
I'm like you. I think they got to take a shot downfield now.
And that's the problem, is Malone has not been able to hit that home run ball today. That's been the biggest difference of being able to try to go deep. Here's another quick out to Griffith. Griffith spins at the 50. They'll take him across the 50 to the 49, move the sticks, and another first down. 22nd first down of the ball game. Malone well over 300 yards on the afternoon, but 3 interceptions. He only had 1 coming into this ball game. Here's Sanders with a nice move. Tries to cut it back up or downfield. Slips just before he gets down to the 35, but a nice carry by him as he'll go 14 yards down to the 36. So Sanders, 14 carries today. He'll take it as another carry for his 16th off left tackle down across the 35 to the 31. So he's over 60 yards in the ball game.
Bears have put up probably more yardage than most against this team today, but they just can't close the deal when they get in the red zone.
Coming in, they were 26 of 35 in red zone opportunities, only 22 of 35 on touchdowns, though. Malone pumps, steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off running. Trip from behind, stays on his feet, and then just falls down after getting inside the 20 to the 17. So a gain of 14 by Xavier Malone. And a great opportunity here for the Bears, as they've got the visitors scrambling. Here's Sanders, starts up the middle, and he is wrestled to the ground immediately. As Ben Kalu called that number several times tonight, number 90. And talk about all those guys across the front line there. Roman McDonald, David Heilig, Tyrone Orr, Leandre Bolin, the smallest of the men across the front there at 235. That speed rusher, though. Second down and 10. Low snap, Malone. Malone, free play, going toward the back of the end zone, was looking for Derek Griffith, and they can't get the hook up.
So that'll be should be a 5-yard penalty, offsides, yep.
And a good job there by Malone, recognizing he had the free shot, so he goes toward Griffith. So the 5-yard penalty will move it up, make it second down and 5. I did too. Now they might have been that giant leaf. I thought I saw a flag. It's laying right at the goal line. We had a flag.
Yeah.
What we thought was a flag, it was a leaf. The sun pops through the clouds. Sanders now the left side of Malone. Second and 5 from the 12. Malone, the take, the give, off to Sanders. Sanders met immediately as Kalu wraps him up again, and Zach Thornton will finish him off. So a loss of a yard on the play makes it third down and 6.
Third down and 5.
So now Dasani Tate goes to the far side. Cameron Brown in near side in a trips bunch set on the boundary right. Malone turns, looks for the call from the sideline. Play clock's at 12. Inside of 8 to go in the ball game. It's a 30-point lead for the Blue Raiders. Malone takes the snap, pumps, looks to the far sideline, trying to go to Dasani Tate, and Tate has all kinds of Tyler Johnson in his face as he just face guarded him and played it perfectly as the pass falls incomplete and makes it fourth down and 6. And here comes Joseph Sandorf for a field goal attempt. So Sandorf, where they're going to spot him at the 21, so a 31-yard kick attempt from the near side hash mark. Now they've moved it back to the 22, so a 32-yard kick, and that one was blocked. As soon as it got across the line, it never made it up. It was a blocked kick. And I don't know what the Bears need to do in the offseason to this end zone with that upright, but they're going to have to do some type of
maybe
seance or something to
exorcism
to get rid of the bugaboo that has been kicking to this upright, because it has been something that we have seen all season long.
I'm just glad that
bad
went through
luck.
the end zone.
Yeah, bad luck into this upright throughout the entire season. So 7:30 left to go in the ball game. 30-point lead for the Blue Raiders, and the offense comes back out, and Will McDonald will stay on the field after Ethan Cash went off. Was a little gimpy due to some cramping, what it looked like. And they're just going to roll with Will McDonald, who led the team right down the field and threw a touchdown. So Caleb Marsh takes the handoff, his first carry of the ball game.
With 2:55 to go in the first quarter, the UPIKE women are up 15-13 over Rio Grande. Rio Grande
receiving votes coming into this week. That's a big one over there tonight. So second down and 6 on the 4-yard gain by Marsh. Lindsey Wilson well on to winning its 10th consecutive in as many meetings in this one, after bouncing back from their first loss in a regular season game since 2018 last week to Bethel. Low snap. They'll swing it out near side to Manny Scott. Scott makes the grab, breaks the tackle, and it's Anthony Grant reaches out, grabs a hold of his shoulder pads, and then slings him to the ground. But after He moves the sticks for another Lindsey Wilson first down, their 20th of the afternoon. 6:30 on the rolling clock here in the fourth quarter. Final game next week down at Faulkner, Alabama, in Montgomery for the Bears. Lindsey Wilson has Georgetown coming up. McDonald, low snap, picks it up himself. He'll take it off the left side, finds a crease, and goes forward out to the 47-yard line. A gain of 6 on the botch snap, and picks up a little bit.
I expect them to try to keep it on the ground a lot more here, just kind of run this clock down.
They are in no want or desire whatsoever to try to do anything with this ball in the air. Marsh and Jones in the backfield are going a double-barrel shotgun look with a receiver each way. McDonald calls for it, hands it off to Marsh. Marsh, a little stutter step, a hesitation into the hole. He spun to the turf at the 50. So a gain of 3 brings up third down and 1. Anthony Grant in on the stop, sophomore out of Augusta, Georgia. Well, barring an absolute miracle, the 3-game winning streak is going to come to an end. UPIKE's going to fall to 5-4 on the season, and a chance to make it a winning season on the road next week at Faulkner. McDonald lets the play clock trickle under 10 before he breaks the huddle. Low snap, gives it to Marsh. Marsh angles right, got the first down yardage and more as he lowers the shoulder across the Bears 45 down to the 43-yard line. Gain of 7 and the 21st first down of the ball game for the Blue Raiders. So they'll be able to take this one under 4 minutes on the snap. And McDonald just very methodically taking his time as he walks up, has a couple of words with his offensive lineman. Now the play clock is under 10. Marsh and Jones flanking him. He'll give it off to Marsh. Marsh sweeping right, sticks his foot in the turf and cuts downfield on the seam and crosses the 40 down to the, looks like they'll put him at the 37-yard line. Second down. Such a just a change of momentum. Those 2 big interceptions and 2 turnover on downs that just crumbled every chance that UPIKE had a chance to dive back into this one. But turnover on downs on 2 12-play drives that they come up empty with points on both series. Play clock at 5 as McDonald takes it all the way down to 2 before calling for it. Sticks it in the breadbasket of Jones. Jones goes off left center and it crosses the 35, the 34, and it should bring up third down and 1.
If they get a first down here, they can.
Yeah, they pretty much walk this one out. So just shy of the marker to gain. Again, McDonald taking his time, getting the play call from the sideline. He'll walk up to his center at 10. He'll backpedal into the double sidecar look at 5. The redshirt sophomore barks for it with 2. Sticks it into the breadbasket of Jones. Jones works off right tackle and gets stood up at the 30. And that'll move the sticks for first down number 22 of the ball game with 2:23 to go. And we've got a player down. Now we had 2 players fighting for the possession of the football. That was the reason the players were down. So they run the clock now. 2:20 to go in the contest. And McDonald will, again, take that under 10 in a double sidecar look. He'll take it at 1. Low snap, gives this one off to Marsh. Marsh tries to cut up field after working off the left edge. He slips but gains his footing across the 30 down to the 28-yard line. So now 90 seconds left to go in this one. And any first down would finish it out with a knee in a ball game. And they could take it very close to taking all this one out. So Lindsey Wilson will go to 8-1 on the season. UPIKE will fall to 5-4. Here's a handoff to Jones. Jones working off left or right tackle, excuse me. And he gets down to the 21-yard line. And if that moves the sticks, it will not. It'll be just shy of the marker to gain. So it'll be 3rd down and inches inside of 1 yard to go. And they can take it down to about 20 seconds before they snap this one. And they don't have to do anything with it on the back end of that if they do not choose to. UPIKE could stop it with a timeout, but there's no need to. So McDonald from the shotgun in a double-barrel shotgun look. Sticks it into Marsh's arms. Marsh dives forward. Jonathan Morton knocks him off his feet. That'll move the sticks, and that's your ball game. They'll wind it one final time after they spot the football, but the gain of 1 will make it 1st and 10, the 23rd first down of the ball game for the Blue Raiders, and it's going to be a 39-9 victory for Lindsey Wilson as they knock off UPIKE here today to spoil the Senior Day festivities for the Bears.